Welcome, everyone, to another episode of The Candy Show. I am your host, Candy. We have another special guest in the building. We have internationally acclaimed jazz vocalist and also a fellow 2024 Enthroned Records Entertainment Hall of Fame honoree. I want you guys to welcome Miss Sharon Marie Klein.
Thank you. Thank you and hello. And yes, that was a wonderful honor we got to share.
Welcome. Thank you so much for coming on the Candy Show. Tell us where you're located, where you're coming from today.
I am in Venice, California, which is for people who don't know, that's a part of Los Angeles, but it's by the beach, Venice Beach.
Oh, I've
Yeah.
been to Venice before. I've been to the Venice Beach.
Yeah. It can be kind
Okay.
of crazy.
I heard. Okay, well, tell us a little bit about yourself now. You're a internationally, you're acclaimed jazz vocalist.
Yes, yes. And
That took a lot to get to, right?
it did, and you just even being honored with that Hall of Fame award really helped me really understand all that it took me to get there. Because when you're doing it, and if you're goal oriented, like I'm just like trying to get from this place to this. Okay, I got there. Now I got to go to there, and then I realized I've been doing this for many years, which I won't even say how many because I don't really want to tell people how old I am.
No,
But
listen, that's okay.
yeah,
Listen, the
but
good
it's
Lord
it's a
doesn't.
life. It's a passion. It's a life.
Mm.
And yeah, a lot of work has gone into it. And I'm so grateful to be doing what I do, and to be still doing what I do, and people calling me out of the blue and wanting me to share my gifts, and being hired to perform in these gorgeous venues and to be connecting with musicians that I get to with. It's really quite an honor.
Tell me a little bit about why you chose that sector, jazz.
Yeah. Um, when I was a kid growing up, I musical theater was really more of what it was because that's what you can do in school. So I just really loved the connection of story or emotion and song. And as I went to college, I realized you could capture that in jazz. You didn't have to do an entire play, although my degree was in music and in theater. But still, I could just go and I could create a play every night by doing a song, just by singing the song, by putting emotion in it. I like to say that jazz is the marriage of emotion, melody, and harmony. And it really is, it's a vehicle for expressing that freely, because in a jazz song you have to be kind of in the moment. You of course you have the sheet of music, so you have the time that the music's in, but whatever's in that time and whatever's in between those measures, you get to make up, you get to create. And it's a really good place to be. I love that. And I create it with other artists, so it becomes like a new thing every time we do it. So that's one of the reasons why I've chosen jazz.
It's almost like with me for jazz, you really have to look at the performer. And
Mhm.
so there's not a lot going on in the background. So there's not a lot of distractions. So you have no other choice but to focus in on the performer.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
get that. I get that where you have to put on a show, an act. You
Yeah,
know, you really have to use your body movements in order for them to
yeah,
feel what you're
yeah,
saying.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's magical to me. It's magical when you could, because when you're the performer doing it, when you connect with the audience, you feel it, and when you connect with the music, you feel it. So it's like all of a sudden you're like this conduit for connection, and wow, I mean, what's greater than that? And I love what you just said, that you're right. A jazz artist, because it is the music moving through them, you have to you're focused on them. You're not focused on a dance routine or the lights or anything. It's like they're what's bringing the story. They are what's making the communication. It's really cool.
Before we go any further, let them know how they can follow you on your journey and get your music?
Okay, great. Well, my website is Sharon Marie Klein, and it's Cline, like Patsy Cline, SharonMarieKlein.com. That's my website. You can sign up on the mailing list, and then you'll get little, I call them sunshine in your mailbox to find out where I'm going to be. You can check on the website. My calendar's there because it's constantly being updated. But we have specials and sneak peeks into certain things if you join my website. I'm also on Instagram at Sharon Marie Klein, and on Facebook at Sharon Marie Klein. Um, I also call my shows, they're called experiences, the Sharon Marie Klein experience, because they're love fests, and people go to have some sort of experience, and usually it's about the heart, because that's what I'm about. I'm about connecting with my heart into yours. So that's how you find out about me. And I have lots of ways, because I also have a little podcast called Navigate with Your Heart. And I do an IG Live show, which is called All About That Beat, about why musicians uh, follow their heartbeat on this journey and on the road of becoming a musician. Because as we know, it's hard. It's not easy. So there's lots of ways to get in connection with me if you feel like you like what I got to say and
You
what I
know,
do.
well, thank you so much. Oftentimes, we refer back to music because it sets us in a mood or it makes us feel a certain way.
Hmm.
A lot of times for me, jazz, I can go to jazz and it's just, give me a calming spirit.
Yeah,
So if you're in that mode all the time, what do you do when life is difficult?
yeah,
How do you approach that? Do you revert back to your music? Do you go somewhere else? Tell me a little bit about that.
yeah. Well, uh, the way I meditate and I breathe. And to be a good artist, you have to breathe. First of all, singing is about breath, performing is about breath. But that's the only way I can get through. I do listen to great jazz too. I do listen to great music. It helps get me in that space. But it is about breathing. So I meditate every day and I breathe every day. And I don't mean just like breathe because we all breathe, but I mean deep breaths so I can feel in connection with the world that I'm living in, the universe that I'm living in, or the spirit that I am, of who I am. So that breath keeps me more truly connected. Then I can deal with, there's a fire over there. That's happening over there. People are arguing there. The gig is now 3 days earlier than we thought, or I don't know my songs, all that kind of stuff. You like when you're grounded, you can look at things logically and go, okay, I can handle this. Or when we look at television and see the crazy stuff that we see politically going on, or the things in the city, because that upsets anyone, well, if you're sensitive. So the breath, the meditation, and the music is what gets me through to being calm, to then saying, okay, I can take this on. I can bring my light to the situation and I can share who I am. I don't have to be influenced or bombarded by that. And at the effect of it, I get to be in control of what this is. So that's how I do it. I hope I answered that.
No, yes, you did. Yes, you did. You answered it in which was applicable to you.
Yeah. Thank
How
you.
did You're so welcome. Internationally known. I know that sounds very common sense, but how did you arrive to that title?
Yeah. Well, I would love to say it's because I perform so many places all around the world, but it's more because my music has been listened to and I have fans all around the world. So I have fans in Japan, I have fans in India, I have fans in England, I have fans in Paris. Um, and in Italy, there's some, I mean, all of Germany, all over the world, in the United States. Thank you. uh, I have those fans, and that's because I do perform. I promote my music. I promote myself online. I guess people like my music, and so they start to pick it up. I think they also like my music because it isn't just pure jazz. I call myself a soulful jazz singer, a jazz soul singer, because I do sing with lots of emotion. And then I also bend genres. Like I'll pick a song from like the 70s and I'll put it in a Sharon style, like Laughter in the Rain, which is a Neil Sedaka song. You know, I do it my way that's jazzy, but still feeling and dreamy. And so it makes people in different genres say, let me check that out. Oh, let me check her out. So I think it's because I'm willing to bend and flow and really follow my own heart and how I want to interpret music that I'm known in all those different countries. And that's how I became international.
Well, listen, we appreciate that because the more the merrier. As long as we can reach a huge audience, a wider audience, a diverse audience,
Yeah.
and the type of music that you write, correct?
I do write some, yes.
Yes. Okay. So the type of music that you write and not only write, you
Mhm,
perform,
mhm,
it is so widely accepted.
mhm.
You
Yeah,
can hear your music, and we don't want to just say so much in the elevator. You have wedding style music.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Tell me,
Especially, I've done things like I've definitely done lots of weddings, tons of weddings. I've done proposing to engagement, that kind of thing. Like when they actually become engaged, I've actually been like the surprise. Like they put me in an like let's go to this restaurant that's important to us as a couple, and then all of a sudden I'll be there and I'm singing, and then he asks her to marry him. Those kinds. So my music, it really is music that awakens something in the heart. And I've been told it puts people in that mood. I've actually had couples tell me that. So, yeah, it's that kind of music.
now tell me a little bit about, have you had any concerns with, since there's so many platforms now that are playing music,
Mhm.
has there been any challenges with getting your music played on a wider platform outside of the internet? Like,
Yes, but even getting on the internet was work. So I don't see it as something that's going to block me. It just means I keep at it. You have to keep at it with the venues. You have to keep at it with the record companies and with individual clients, um, and you have to keep at it. Like I'm on different playlists on different on all the platforms like Spotify and Apple and Amazon and Pandora. It took a lot of work to get on all those playlists, and I just keep doing it. I think the more you do it and you have a decent product, I guess that's important, a product that can relate to people, um, the more opportunity you have to break through, and it actually occurs. But that's just kind of how it is. And I think I just accept that with the business. It isn't like nothing's like a snap your finger or you open your eyes and make a wish and there it is. You just got to keep moving forward and like, hey, remember me? Remember I was here last year? Or remember this? And hey, I got this new thing coming. Or I'm doing really well here. You have to keep cheerleading your own work so that others can uh, pick up their little pom poms and cheerlead you too. you know?
you're
Yeah,
the best person to promote
yeah,
your journey, your music. You're the best person, you
yeah.
know?
It is true.
I absolutely love jazz. Matter of fact, where I was at an event last night and it was just such a smooth jazz vibe.
Mm-hmm.
You have a lot of connections to the Catalina Club in California.
Yes, yes. In fact, I'm going to be there soon this month. Yeah, yes.
Awesome. Well, promote that, please.
Yeah, I'm going to be there on August 20th. My concert is called the Summer Love Concert because, like I said, I'm all about the heart and all about love. But it is about summer's about playful romance, but it's also about sensuality and it's about dreams, and that's what the show's about. So we're bringing real. I got a group of hot musicians. It's the Todd Hunter Quintet. I'm sorry, what did I say quintet? It's a quartet. I have a feeling we're going to add another instrument. Usually I have someone that comes at the last minute and I bring them up on stage, so maybe that's why I said that. But the Todd Hunter Quartet, Todd Hunter is an amazing music director. He was Dionne Warwick's music director up just until recently. So he brings a lot of history and understanding of music, and he's in that excellence. Uh, and he's fun. He's, he goes, you love that summer love. Hi Janice. Yes, the song Summer Love, it is doing really well, and it's on a lot of playlists on Pandora and Spotify and Apple Music. So just put it in and it'll come up. It's very dreamy. So that's what the show is about. So it's August 20th. It's a Wednesday night, Catalina Jazz Club in Hollywood. The doors open at 7 for dinner. It's a really wonderful supper club, and the show starts at 8:30. And the music, I know, is going to be fun, and it's going to be romantic, and you're going to have an experience. That's for sure. I guarantee that.
I only truly wish I could be there. But with that being said, I'm just going to have to listen to your music
Okay. Yes.
instead, which still puts me in the just nice mood, chill vibe. It's just so relaxing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So relaxing.
I get that a lot. Thank you.
And that was where I was going to go with that. Tell me a little bit about, can you share maybe a memorable feedback that you received, or memorable feedbacks?
Well, I definitely get constantly that, like they come in from the world and their day is like crazy, and they can come and they can just like relax, like lean back in, because there's something. I think it's that dreaminess that I live in, and that my voice resonates. There's a smoothness to my voice, there's an airiness to my voice, there's an optimism, and you feel like everything's going to be all right, because you're listening to what I'm singing. I also choose songs that are, I love melodic songs and I love emotional songs. So to tune into that, I think is a very human thing. And I think when people listen to that, they connect, they connect more deeply. So I think that's why it happens. Or they just, I don't know, maybe I put a spell on them. I don't know. But I do get that quite a lot. It's like, oh my God, your voice, I can relax now. I just feel, and then they're happy, And then they also tell me, another thing I get is that, it brings them back to this date. I sing something and it reminds them of their first love, or it reminds them of when they got, their first hurt, or, that, they feel frisky about something. They can go back to, they just like evokes memories for them. And I love that. Especially if it's a good memory. I love being able to do that for people. Even if it's not a good memory, sometimes we revisit those things to get past them so that we can get to the good. So maybe I'm doing service regardless.
Oh, so we've talked so much about your music. Let's let everyone know how many albums you have out.
Sure.
2, 3? How many?
Okay, I've done, I think 7 recordings, 4 albums, and I think 3 singles, 4 singles, so 8 recordings. And we're just in the middle of producing my next album. I'm doing it with Todd Hunter, that music director I just mentioned. And we've got amazing musicians in the band, and I'm in the studio recording now. So that's going to be coming out early next year. But I have several, so I said 3 albums, 1 Christmas album, so it's 4 albums, and then 4 singles. So that's my career so far. And then this new one will be the 9th that comes out next year.
Do you have a typical time frame as to when you like to start an album to when you want to finish? You want to finish in a months, years? Does it just depend on what the vibe is and how it feels?
If it depends on how I've matured in the vibe. Like I used to okay, we're doing a Christmas album. We're starting now. It's got to be done there because I wanted to release it right then. Because I'm very just get it done, get it done. Like for this album, I know it's going to be released next year. We started it in June. We laid down some tracks. Now I'm taking my time with each track. I'm breathing certain life into it. And I'm like, I want to add this to it. So then we're going to do a special recording and add that. So I'm framing each song. So, and I'm allowing it to dictate to me and not me say, we have to get it done in 6 weeks, or to be done by, January 1st. It doesn't matter, or by Christmas, unless it's a Christmas album, it needs to get out. But I'm kind of at this stage in my life now. It doesn't make it this Christmas because there was not grace and ease, and it didn't feel like it was natural. It had to be. Then I'm going to release it next year because I'm like not giving up that to follow the grace and ease. I don't want to be in the push because the push, for some reason, from my perspective, it dampens the creative flow. So I'm just following. So that's where I am now. Now, if you interview me next year, let's see what I say next year. But that's how I'm at it now.
You can't put a time limit because the creative process sometimes gets so jumbled that you end up putting out something that you're probably totally not fully happy with sometimes.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. I will be happy with this album when it releases because that's what I'm devoted to. Is I don't want to have something out there where I'm like this a little bit at any part of it, even if no one else does it. Feels it, I would feel it. Like I know I've released things where I go a little bit. No one can hear what I hear, but I'm devoted to I'm everything. I'm going to have my heart will be full when I listen to my album. And if my heart is full, then hopefully your heart will be full too. At least some people's hearts will be filled.
Oh, I'm sure plenty of people's hearts will be filled. Do you have any collaborations on any of your songs, or is it just always you and your band?
It's usually me and my band. I have some dream collaborations that I want to do, and I also have one we're talking with right now. I'm going to be doing a duet with a male on this album for one of the singles. It's called More Than Beautiful. But I have some that are in the works of planning, so I can't really reveal who they are yet. But yeah, I'm actually really into collaborating right now with more and more musicians. And I'm also into um, genre bending more. Like I'm doing a lot more different music that I don't usually perform. Like this year I sang a Doors song, you know, which is like be like Sharon singing a Doors song, but it worked. I did a recording for a project for someone. I'm collaborating with other artists to see what their imagination inspires, because I want it to be more about than just my vision. And if I go into their vision and that expands who I am. So it informs who I am and how I show up. So I'm really into those kind of collaborations right now. Even if it's not my project, it's still collaborating.
That's a good thing. It's always a good thing because at the end of the day, listen, it also helps you cross over into that person's market as well. And
Yeah.
same vice versa.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
How did you get connected with Enthrones Records Entertainment with Andre Pittman? Which, by the way, thank you so much, Andre Pittman, for connecting us and getting this interview together.
Yeah. Thank you, Andre. Really. Thank you so much. So, we've just actually started our association. I've watched his career develop. I've known artists that he works with. There are a couple in particular, Latrice Lawrence, I'm sorry, and Victor Orlando. I work with Victor a lot. I've done some of his projects. He's been one of my collaborators from the past, and so I've known him through those connections. He's come to a couple of my shows. He's actually going to be coming to the show in August at Catalina. So we collaborate. That's how we've been connecting. And that's how we met, is through other artists and through live performance. I look forward to working on something, in particular with him, collaborating with him and seeing what we can do together, because he's got a lot of great ideas. I've seen how some of his artists have really blossomed. So that'd be lovely. But that's how we met, was just through my friends, my artistic friends.
Listen, shout out to all of the honorees,
Yeah,
present,
yeah,
past, and even the future.
yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm so upset that I didn't get a chance to attend,
I know.
but hopefully I'll be able to attend the next one.
Yeah. What state are you in? I
So
forget.
I'm in Indianapolis,
I was
Indiana.
going to say, were you in Indiana? Yeah.
Yes,
So that would have been a commitment to come out here.
very much so. But listen, when things take place, you just have to just sit and be in your blessing,
Yeah.
and things will work out. Things
Yes.
will definitely work out. Now I'm gonna go a little bit further back, further back.
Mhm.
You mentioned about theatric. You had some theater experience,
Yes.
Broadway. Well, tell me a little bit about all of that. And do
Mhm.
you see any of your music, or has any of your music appeared on such a major platform like a Broadway production or a theater production?
Mhm. Not yet, but I am very open to that. So, yeah, my background is in music and in theater, and I did a lot of regional theater. I have not hit Broadway yet as an artist. I've hit Broadway as an appreciator. I love actually just going to New York and just going to like 6 shows. I mean, that's why I go, is to just hit Broadway, because there's just nothing like that. That first of all, the to get onto that stage, what you've gone through and what you've lived, and it is very palatable to me. And then so the work is just so elevated. I dream of being on Broadway as an artist. And also maybe one of my songs being there, or doing a one-woman show at Carnegie Hall even. I would love all that. That's all on my vision board. That's all in my realm to manifest as I keep going, and as I've gotten to a place where I actually believe in myself now. I think as an artist, you're shaping your career, you're figuring out where not to go, and then you have to be your own cheerleader. Then you have to really believe what you're cheering. So I'm like at that stage in my life where I'm embodying that ability to, yeah, I can do all that. So I believe that I'm on my way there, but I have not actually performed there yet. But hey, keep watching Candy's show. She's going to tell you.
That's that's right. Listen, you heard it here first.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Well,
yes.
Miss Sharon, I appreciate you coming on the Candy Show. Once again, I want to say thank you so much to Andre Pittman,
Thank you.
and who is the CEO of Enthroned Entertainment, Records Entertainment. I just want to say thank you again. Thank you so much for everyone who has watched this live. Thank you so much, Miss Janice Mavis. She is also an honoree as well, Enthroned Records Entertainment honoree as well. So thank you so much for your comments. She said she loves Summer Love. That's actually one of my favorites as well.
Thank you. Good.
Thank you so much. So before we get out of here, let
Mhm.
everyone know once again, if there's anything that we've missed today, please let them know, and then reiterate where they can follow you and get your music.
I will. First, I want to say thank you for having me on your show, and from spending some time with me, being all the way I am. But I really appreciate you just sharing me. So thank you for everything you do. And everyone, you can follow me on my website, SharonMarieKlein.com. It's my name. And there's a calendar on there. My music's on there. Links to my different podcasts and venues are there. You can find me on Instagram at Sharon Marie Klein, and on Facebook at Sharon Marie Klein. And those of you in California and Los Angeles, please come see my show in less than 3 weeks, at on August 20th, at Catalina Jazz Club in Hollywood. I promise it will be a beautiful night of music and summer love. So that'll be hot. uh, yeah. And thank you again to Andre Pittman as well for hooking us up.
That's right. That's right. Well, guys, you already know we are at the end of the show. Let's say you already know this, but I'm going to say it again. Make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube page, capital C, and that's number two, capital C, number two, Candy Productions 2. Also, make sure you are following, liking, sharing, commenting on the official Instagram page, and that's Candy Talk Show. All right, guys, stay tuned. We have some new episodes coming up really soon. Hit that notification button. Bye bye.
Bye.